Don't fall asleep at the wheel. We've got a million miles ahead of us, miles ahead of us. All that we need is a rude awakening to know.
Hi guys, it's Evelina here and welcome to a new video on my channel. I have just created a Russian channel, so if you're a Russian unicorn watching this video, get excited, get pumped. There's a link down below. Go click on my channel, go subscribe. I already uploaded my first video on there, so it's super amazing and exciting. So yeah, after like 8-9 years on YouTube, I finally decided to make a Russian channel for all my Russian-speaking unicorns. Quick little shameless plug, if you are not following me on Instagram yet, the link is down below, instagram.com/Evelina. Go on there, and on the last photo, I'll leave a unicorn emoji comment so I know you came from the YouTube family, and also, give it a follow. Just do it. Just do it. You might like it. Nevertheless, no more rambling today. I will be sharing some new Instagram tips and tricks and secrets on how I edit my photos. I did a video in the past, actually 2 videos in the past, of how I edit my Instagram photos, and I always change and evolve with that. I used to have like a kind of a gray neutral theme, and now I'm doing more fun stuff with more colors. So I wanted to show you guys how to make a cohesive theme and still have fun with colors. I feel like that whole neutral Instagram is getting tired. I might still go back into it since fall is coming, so I'm gonna make it a little bit more moody, but for now, it's still sort of summer in California, so I'm gonna keep punching out those colors, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I do. So to start with, I'm gonna share with you a very, very important hack. I no longer use an iPhone to take my photos, but I use this little guy, which I actually started using by complete accident. So if you are interested in finding the most perfect digital camera to take your Instagram photos that is kind of like the iPhone, because I feel like a lot of times I really don't like the look of a DSLR or a 50mm or even 85mm. It's just a little bit too, I don't know, it just doesn't have that like perfect Instagram flow. I kind of like things to be a little bit more in focus and kind of look like an iPhone photo, but better. So this little guy, this is the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II, and this is what actually most YouTubers use for vlogging. So this is why I got it, because I kind of wanted to get started with doing a little bit more vlogs, and this thing takes amazing footage. And then I accidentally discovered that this little guy actually takes the most amazing photos, and I'm gonna insert some examples right on the screen right now. Another thing that's amazing about this camera is that you can push this little button on the side and open the app on your phone or your iPad or any mobile device, and it will literally, you can transfer immediately photos from this camera to your iPhone within seconds. So it's super convenient. You don't actually have to go back to your computer, transfer anything. The Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth on this thing is amazing. So you can immediately transfer things to your device and have the most high quality, beautiful, high resolution photos. So I was actually carrying this camera with me everywhere, a Burning Man, and I had like a little dust bag, and I just had it protected, and I would take like the most beautiful, amazing photos. And I'm just so happy that I discovered this, because it's so compact and little. Like, you don't have to carry this giant DSLR that I used to carry and get the same quality. So I know in my previous Instagram tips and tricks videos, I've shared with you that I use VSCO cam. And if you haven't seen that video, I'm just gonna go over everything real quick. Sort of the most important thing that I mentioned is, one, having your favorite filters arranged at the front of your app, so you don't have to scroll every time and try on every single filter on the photo and like see what looks good. Because also, if you're looking for a cohesive theme, I would highly recommend using like a pack of 5 filters that are always the same. Now, depending on whether your photo is too warm or too cool, the same filter is going to look completely different. So even if you do use the same filters, your photos might still not look exactly cohesive. So you do kind of have to tweak that aspect and like make sure if like you're really wanting a cohesive theme. So one thing that I do that helps me out a lot, I go on VSCO, I go on my filters, and then I click the manage button, and then right here I sort of star this is like a new update on the app, which is so much easier, because before you had to like manually move them up. Now all you have to do is put a little click the little stars on the filters that you already like. So what it does, it pushes them to the front of your app, so you don't have to endlessly scroll, and you can just have them everything right at the front of your app, and like you can just only use those filters. Now, I do have downloaded every single filter that VSCO has to offer, just because I wanted to know exactly the range that I'm working with. and then select my favorites. So my favorite pack of filters that I used to use that kind of made a very cohesive sort of neutral but still had some kind of color pop speed, because I was never like too much of a neutral girl. I used the J family, which is I believe that's the minimalist collection. So I either use J2 or J5 in all of my photos, so that kind of made everything a little bit more muted, made the green spot more and the red spot more. So that was like my all of my photos from probably until like June of this year were either J2 or J5, and they're really, really great filters as they kind of help you balance everything out. Now I've kind of decided to be a little more risky. So if you look at my colorful feed right now, I decided to be a little bit more risque. So I've been really into the C's. So the C's are the chromatic collection, and you have a range from C1 to C8. I either select C6 or C9, or sometimes even C2, between those three. So the C's do create a very beautiful effect, but it can be a little bit oversaturated with the blues and the oranges, which if you're going for that look is fine, but I feel like I don't like my skin to look too orange, but I really like the super overly saturated sky. So to kind of selectively edit those particular colors, there's an app that's absolutely brilliant. A lot of people say that it's kind of the same as Lightroom, and I don't use Lightroom on my computer. I edit all of my images on my phone or my iPad. So I go in Darkroom, and let's say there's this photo. I go on the orange and I bump down the saturation a little bit. I bump up the luminance, so it makes it a little bit lighter, and that only selectively edits that color. Or let's say, you know that fashion blogger look where everybody has like the sky kind of light and really bright, like nobody likes a blue sky these days. I don't know why. I personally don't like it. I like it more like light and vibrant and light and like subdued, and everything else in the photo more poppy. So I take the sky, take the blues, and just kind of bump down the saturation, bump up the luminance, and you can even change the hue. You can make it more green or more purple. Green would be a little bit more if you're having like a more green theme or whatever. Not green, but more like a blue marine color. So that's how I edit those filters. You can really play with anything. Like for one photo, I actually made my swimsuit bottoms green instead of blue, because I had like more green elements on the feet, so I wanted to have that little element to pop a little more. I know to some of you are like, Evelina, this is crazy. There's more to life than an Instagram feed, and I completely agree. But we all have those little hobbies and little things that we enjoy in life, so just let me live, girl, okay? Another thing, I know that a lot of bloggers talked about this, but I'm actually shocked how well this works. It is another one, it is the Snapseed app. So right here, I have this photo, and what I'm gonna show you is take the tool, you take the selective tool, then you add your little pops. So like you add, let's say you wanna make just the sky brighter. You don't want to make your skin overexposed. You don't want to make the ground overexposed. You take that, you add the little pop, then you push the eye, and you want to see exactly where it goes. You almost select the background, and then you lighten up the background. And then you can add as many of those as you want. You first select it. I kind of don't want it on my legs. There, make it brighter. I mean, this is a terrible job, but you kind of see what I mean. You can do it in a very controlled way, where you can control either the contrast, brightness, saturation of an image on selective paths, where usually apps will just blow out your whole image and it's too much. So this is a great way to kind of have control over your image, and it just, you know, adds saturation in certain parts, and especially if you want to brighten up the sky or the background. Also, another feature that I really, really like on this app is the brush tool. And this is probably something I talked about in my last video, but you just take the brush. I turn my little eye on so I can see exactly where it goes. So if I want exposure, +7's a little much, but I'm gonna keep it so I can show you exactly where I go. So I just, with my finger, do it kind of manually. So I can turn it off, but you can see, I mean, this is not the best job ever. I feel like the selective tool is a little bit more precise, but if you just wanted to add just a few little details, the brush tool with a finger works really fantastic as well. I definitely have to mention Facetune. It is an amazing app for little tweaks you might want to use. I know a lot of people overuse the heck out of this app. but it's actually an amazing app for so many different things. A couple things that I like to do in it. One is use the teeth whitening tool to whiten my background. I don't do it as much now that I don't have like a very cohesive white silver theme, because before like my whites had to match the other whites and it's a lot of work. So now I just sometimes maybe if I just want to lighten a little bit like the sand if it's too yellow, I use the teeth whitening tool. Another great way to use the Facetune app is to use the little details tool to like make your jewelry pop, or your hair, or anything that like anything metallic, like any logos or anything you might want to pop. That's a great tool as well. If you want to use the skin smoothing tool, that's also great. You know, we all have those dark eye circles sometimes. There's nothing wrong with a little airbrushing. But other than that, that's all I use Facetune for. Sometimes I use the airdrop tool as well to kind of make like the highlight pop or something, or sort of make like, if I have like really dark roots, like just like lighten my roots a little bit so it doesn't look so harsh on camera. I'm just telling you everything, full disclosure. You know, just to kind of bring the look together. So that's an amazing app for that. And lastly, if you want to make your feed look very cohesive and beautiful, is to use one of these apps that kind of helps you rearrange and see your feed before posting. And VSCO used to have that feature where you can see everything in like a perfect grid, and then they decided to switch things up and now you can't do that anymore. So the app that I use for that is called Unum. UNUM, and you go on it and you upload all your photos ahead of time and you kind of play around with it, see what looks good next to each other. I heard that some people use Planoly. I've never used that, but Unum is great for that. And through the app, you can actually schedule your posts and like upload them at the same exact time, which I have never done. I feel like it feels more authentic for me to post whenever I feel like it. But when have I ever been a best social media influencer in terms of planning things? I just kind of go learn as I go. But yeah, that's a great tool for you as well if you want to know like how fashion bloggers plan everything in advance and have it look so good. Unum is an amazing app for that. And those are my tips for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it. Don't forget to give this video a big like because it does help me out a lot, helps the discoverability of the video, helps for more people to see my content, and also hit that subscribe button so you don't ever have to miss a video from me. Well, also you have to click the notification bell or whatever the heck YouTube is throwing at us these days. But either way, I'm very, very grateful that you have spent these last 10 minutes on my channel and then you chose to click on my video. Thank you for that. I will see you in my next video, and I love you guys very much. Bye!